What's going on, everybody? Today I thought I'd bring you my Terriermon deck that I used in this Double Typhoon tournament that actually got me to win first place undefeated, and I got these little promos. So we got the Double Typhoon, the Lotmon, the Terriermon, and the Henry Wong and Shu Chong Wong. Honestly, I don't think I lost a single round. I might have lost one round, but for the most part, I won pretty easily. So we got 4 copies of the EX2 Gummymon. This is the one where an opponent's Digimon becomes suspended, you draw 1. I like it better than the starter deck one. I find it's just a little bit more consistent. All right, starting off with 2 copies of this Terriermon here. This is the one where you can reduce a tamer by 2. Honestly, bump him up to 4. I forgot to change that. 2 was definitely not enough. I would have liked to see this card more. Then we move on to 2 copies of Lotmon here. He's not terrible. He's not great. If anything, you can swap out the Lotmons for the Terriermons if you don't want to change any other cards. But just take out those ones. Then we got 4 copies of this Terriermon from BT8. This one, it's not terrible. It's good if you brick your hand. You don't really have any sort of level 4s to go into. Dropping this guy down, you can really get a lot of value off of this. That's pretty much only when you're down. Other than that, you're going to want to use it to Digivolve. Then we got 4 copies of the Terriermon with the Burgermon in the back, the EX4 one. So this is your searcher. You're going to search for a 2-color Digimon and one of your tamers. It does have to be Henry. Don't worry, we do run 4 in this, so you're still going to get quite a lot of targets. But if you already have 1, just use them as a Digivolution target. Then for 3, we've got this Terriermon here from BT3. So this is one that reduces or stops your opponent from gaining any memory except for tamer effects. I run 3 just because there's a lot of targets that allow you to play him. You can still Digivolve onto him, and just dropping him down really can frustrate your opponents. Moving on to the level 4s, I'm running 3 copies of Gargomon. He's not the best one. He's not the worst one. You want to see him slightly. You kind of want 1 in your trash and then 2 kind of just to work with. He's good for jamming. He's pretty useful when you're kind of just trying to beat some stuff down. Kind of fun to play with. Then we've got 4 copies of the starter deck Rapidmon. He's one of the better ones, honestly. The fact that you can suspend one of your opponent's Digimon and minus 4k to it to him, as well as the security, is honestly just super powerful. He's an 11k with armor purge and blocker. This card is absolutely insane. Next, we run 4 copies of the BT8 version of Rapidmon here. Sadly, I only have 3 copies of him, so I gotta use the old one. But this one, essentially, when you have a tamer on the board, for each tamer, you can suspend one of your opponent's Digimon and then choose up to 3 minus 5k to all of them. This one's really good at just board wiping. If you're facing anything like Rookie Rush, you just pop them down, dead immediately. It's fantastic, and your opponent hates you. Moving on to the only level 5 of the deck, 4 copies of Rapidmon. This one's great, D-Digivolve 1. It gets run a lot of different effects that, especially his own effect, where he can't be returned to the deck or hand, and he can't be deleted by effects. D-Digivolve doesn't stop that. And essentially, you want to Digivolve him onto Gargomon as much as you can. You can hard play him if you want to for 7, and then still get the D-Digivolve. It's still good to see. By doing that, it kind of tells your opponent that you have the next card in hand, but kind of not really an issue, because once you drop out the Mega Gargomon Ace with this Rapidmon here and block with it and delete it, you'll be able to trash a security off the top of their security stack, and then you'll still be able to suspend 2. They can unsuspend. This card is just an absolute beast. Makes the deck so much more defensive as well as attack. It's honestly so good. Love this card. I think I saw 2 or 3 of them almost every single game. Next, this one can be a little bit depending on your playstyle. This is a lot of tamers, I will say. If you want to swap any of these out for a little bit more Terriermons and have a little bit more of a Rookie Rush style, you definitely can. But we run 4 copies of this Willis here, the BT8 one. So this is the one where you hatch an extra Digi Egg, and then you're able to gain an additional reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. So this is just to get up into your stack as quickly as possible. You're going to be reducing anywhere between 1 and 4 every single time you do it, and just cycling through cards just to kind of overwhelm them. Next, we have 2 copies of the Memory Setter Henry. He's not super useful, but it's nice to kind of see that one. And once you're able to attack with him, you can suspend that to suspend the Digimon, and then you get a bunch of different inherited effects for this card. So it's not bad to see. You want to only pretty much see 1, though. You don't really want to see 2. Then we have, I threw in 2 copies of this Henry. This is debatable. I actually did end up using the rush on it once, and it won me the game quicker than what it was going to. So it is nice to see that. It is a little bit unfortunate that you still have to pay 4 memory for it. But the fact that you can go up into a Mega Gargomon, get the effects off, swing, possibly for game, is still really good. But again, you only want to see 2 of them, and that way you still get the Henry Wong search option off of the Terriermon. This next one, underrated, Mimi Tachigawa. Her on-play effect, useless. Absolutely useless. What we want is when an effect suspends a Digimon by suspending this tamer, gain 1 memory. That is huge. So all you're going to do is that, you gain a memory, and just completely overwhelm them because they're just going to get free memory every single time, and they're going to be very frustrated with you. This last one, I just have 2 copies of Double Typhoon. I think there's enough searchers in this deck. You really kind of want to just play this turn 1 after you Digivolve into a Terriermon, drop this down, get something for free to hand, next turn pop it to get another Terriermon on the board, and just kind of ramp up a little bit faster than normal. Next, we've got 3 copies of Green Memory Boost. Again, another searcher, but I like that 2 memory plus. Having the Double Typhoon, I think at 2 is fine. This one, 3, it just gives you a little bit more options, give you more cards to look through, as well as giving you that +2 memory. It honestly came in clutch 2 games out of the games I played, which is very nice. And the last card, Giant Missile, just 1 copy. I think this is enough. I hate how expensive this card is to play. I only actually activated it once. It was fortunately in security. I drew it once as well, and I basically just put it in the back because I was just never going to use this card. There's so much better cards option-wise to get to this card than it is to use that. It's kind of a dead card if you draw it, which is a bit unfortunate, but if anything, you can still last-ditch effort, try to play it, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then return one of their suspended Digimon to the bottom of their deck, and one of their Digimon can't unsuspend. So it's good if they have one on the board, one's already unsuspended, you bounce that one, this one can't attack, so it could save you potentially, but you really just want to see that insecurity to pop that and kind of really frustrate them because it just pretty much ends their turn on like a little downfall. But yeah, that is the deck that I won with. It was pretty consistent. I saw these Rapidmons super consistently, and just being able to go into a level 4 this powerful off the break is kind of nuts. And then when you play that one along with the Mega Gargomon, this really just frustrates them because you're able to get rid of his security stack if he's deleted. You can really block, get the deletion off. Then this one will also unsuspend because it's the end of the attack and everything. Like, there's so much positive with this one. You could easily get the Blast Digivolve on their turn, pop it, deleting a security. Your turn, go ahead and attack into a Digimon. This effect is still going to delete a thing, resuspend, go for a game. Like, he's honestly pretty insane, definitely underrated in terms of green decks here. But that's pretty much everything. Let me know what you guys think of the deck in the comment section below. Definitely want to hear what you guys have. I don't really play green that much, but it's definitely a good little difference than what I usually play red to hybrid, as you guys have seen. But this was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.